my name is Fadumo Nurdin. I'm doing my project Bio Expo on schizophrenia, and my category that I chose was teaching, so I'm going to be teaching my two little brothers what schizophrenia is. Okay, you guys, do you know what schizophrenia is?
Nope.
No. Have you ever heard of it?
Nope.
Okay, so none of you guys heard of it.
Yep.
Okay, schizophrenia, it's a really hard word to spell, is a mental disorder.
What kind of mental disorder?
Well, hold on. So schizophrenia, people with schizophrenia have delusions and hallucination. You guys know what that is?
Yes.
Delusion is when
you see
hear,
things.
when you hear and
Delusion is when you see things that are actually real.
yeah. So some of the symptoms is delusion, hallucination, trouble with thinking, lack of motivation, and concentration. So you can't concentrate well, you don't feel like doing things, and you hear and see things that aren't real. So there is no cure for this. There are three kinds of schizophrenia: episodic schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia, and disorganized schizophrenia. All of them, they all have hallucination and delusion, but they all have different parts. Yeah.
Which one is the most common?
The most common is, I'm guessing, this one, but I'm not exactly sure.
And why do you say that?
Why? Because it basically has all the symptoms of schizophrenia. Like, people who have schizophrenia tend to have all of this, but some of them don't have all of this. So, episodic schizophrenia, you mimic people's speech and movements, and you do have unusual postures. So, like, you just sit like this for like 5 hours without moving. That's pretty weird. And you can't move or speak for a long time. So you don't speak for a long time. And then paranoid schizophrenia. You guys know what paranoid means? It means weird. So you do weird things that's unusual to other people. The voices in their heads command them to do things. So like, I'm a normal person with schizophrenia, and then something in my head tells me, "Oh, Fadumo, why wouldn't you go do something like, no, yeah, why wouldn't you like put your hands on fire?" And then you go and do it because you think that that person is real. So when they ask you, "Why did you do that?" you're like, "Oh, the person told me to." And people will be like, "What person?" Because it's not there. And then disorganized schizophrenia is when you have disorganized thinking and you have social isolation from everybody. So like people are all like, "Oh, you're from your friends," and you have uncoordinated movements. So when you try to get something, you can't reach it, and you think, like for example, there's this bottle here, and you're all the way standing here, and you think that you could reach it, but you can't. So you can't like walk straight and all that stuff. So those are the three symptoms of three parts of schizophrenia. Do you guys understand that?
Yep.
Okay then. Cool.
Yes, ma'am.
There are four main parts to the brain. They are called the frontal lobe, which is in the front, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. Each lobe does different things. So the frontal lobe deals with reasoning, planning, speech, and emotion. So if you guys know what that is, right? Yeah, so when you're planning something, your frontal lobe deals with that. When you have emotion, you're dealing with that. Okay, the parietal lobe deals with recognition, organization, and movement. So moving around, recognizing something, and organizing stuff, that's the parietal lobe. It does that. And then the occipital lobe, it does with visual processing. So did you guys notice like how this lobe only deals with that? Because visualizing is very important and very complicated.
It's one of the most valuable senses.
Yeah. So, and the temporal lobe deals with memory and speech. So if you're thinking about something way, way back like 5 years ago, like that's memory, which deals with the temporal lobe. So scientists, they aren't sure what causes schizophrenia. They really don't know what causes it. Yeah.
Do you know how much information our brains can hold?
A lot? I don't know. Your brain is a really powerful thing. So, yes, like I was saying earlier, scientists are, they are studying schizophrenia. They're still doing it right now. Up to right now, they still don't know what causes it. They're doing all this research, and they still don't know what causes it. But they've noticed that their earliest experiments, that gray matter is cells in your brains that detect that if you have a lot of gray matter, it means you're intelligent, and if you don't have a lot, you're not so intelligent. So they've noticed that people with schizophrenia, they have little loss of gray matter. So they lose gray matter, unlike the people with normal people. So that's one of the symptoms that can give you schizophrenia. And that's pretty much it about the brain that they think schizophrenia deals with. But other than that, they're just studying it. So they're not sure.
주모, 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 뭐, 주모, 주모.
Jimo, what's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? Talk, Jimo. What? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. No.
Wait.
Oh hey, what's up, Jamal? Hey, what's up, Jamal? Oh 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 hey, what's up, Jamal?